Good morning. Nothing from the injury report has changed since the last time I spoke. The only guy we'll speak on is Garrett, and Garrett is doing a really good job in his rehab. But what we're going to do, just talk to the docs, talking to him, is we're going to hold him out for the rest of the season, and he will be ready to go as off-season program starts up, and I'm excited about that. When it comes to this team, again, nothing's changed from the way I felt the last time I talked about them. As far as us, we get another prep. Looking forward to that. Had a really good practice yesterday. Looking forward to going to New Orleans to go get us a win. So, any questions?
What factored into the Garrett decision?
We just felt it was best for him and for us as a team.
Was he totally on board?
He's on board. He's born, and again, he's doing really, really well as far as his rehab. We just want to be smart with him because he's a key cog of what we're doing here, and to be able to get him back in the off-season program, fully healthy, ready to go. We feel like that was the best decision for all of us.
Do you know who your backup quarterback is going to be Sunday?
Well, we're going to figure it out today. We're still going through the process of doing that. Both of those guys, again, coming off injuries, and today will be a last day of evaluation, see how both of those guys operate.
Tyler popped up with an additional injury?
Absolutely. That's exactly why. We want to, again, see how these guys go throughout practice, and we'll see.
In a way, is the plan, the hope that you don't even need to play those guys the rest of the season?
Well, anytime you have a starting quarterback, I think every team in this league will hope that your starter will play the whole game. But you never know. I mean, this is a league of injuries, and injuries happen. So as we go through today, we have a good idea of who will be our backup.
Aaron, how much time did you spend with Tyler Shuck during the draft process?
Yeah.
Did you see somebody on your radar, and what do you think of the way he's playing?
Absolutely. He was a guy that came in on a 30 visit and had a chance to talk to him. Obviously, he's an older rookie that came in, so the conversation was somewhat different than a true rookie of age. But a number of it just about situations, about his journey throughout college and the things that he's been through. And he's been through a lot of adversity. And so it doesn't surprise me that he's playing the way he's playing right now. Again, he was a guy that was on our list. He's a good player. We all know that. And I think he fits what they're trying to do very well.
Are you somebody, obviously, if you look at NFL history or just right now, most franchise quarterbacks come from the first round. But there are Russell Wilsons or the examples of non-first round quarterbacks. Do you believe you can find a franchise quarterback in the first round?
Listen, you never know who you're getting this draft. I mean, you look at the Bradys, the Purdys, those guys. The thing is, it's all about the evaluation process and what guy fits and what guy has the traits that you're looking for when it comes to any player at any position. So it just doesn't matter. I know there's a stat about, franchise quarterback, but you just never know what you're getting this draft.
How much did you grow from your time coaching in New Orleans, and what do you think about your return there?
Grow as in just in general?
Yeah, can you talk about your growth?
You know what? Quite a bit. And I think I've said this before. Sean was huge, had a huge impact on my career as a coach and some of the decisions that I make and some of the things that I do as a coach right now when it comes to personnel, when it comes to scheme and things like that. And I grew quite a bit. And then being with Dennis Allen as our coordinator there, I was a secondary coach, just understanding how he operates and how to go about coordinating defense. I learned a lot from him. So, and there was a number of guys, a number of coaches on that staff. As you look at that staff, man, they're all coaching still to this day and doing a really good job of where they're at. So, there was a huge growth pattern for me, going into Detroit. So I owe a lot of thanks to all those guys for what they've helped me and how they helped me grow.
With your linebackers, it seemed like last week they were coming up a lot by in a play action, leaving a gap in the middle there.
Yeah.
What can you guys do to fix that?
You know what? That's a good question because a lot of eye discipline and when you're watching tape and don't let some of the way the O-line comes off. Because a lot of times they give you those high hats for the most part. That's not really a run. And I think our guys were so into make sure we stopped the run because that's what Jacksonville was. They were a huge run team. and we want to make sure that we got ahead of that. And we did a lot of study this week on that to make sure our guys, man, this is how a run look, this is how a pass look, regardless if it's play action or not. And that's something our guys still got to learn. And it's us as coaches to make sure that we put the film on and make sure we watch every play that we can to make sure those guys see that. So that's one of the ways that we will try to fix that.
With Mason Taylor, how serious is that injury? Your neck?
Yeah. I think he'll be back next week. I mean, obviously, when you're talking about a neck, you always think it's something that you really have to look in on. But he'll be just fine. He'll be just fine, and there's a good chance he'll be back next week.
What are your expectations for the Clarks in the secondary? Dean,
Yeah.
who came on last week.
The babies. Listen, I'm excited for all of those guys getting a chance to play as rookies and getting their feet wet as far as everything that we're trying to do on defense, and plus with the change of making sure that the communication between everybody is on point. So with Jordan and with Dean, those guys back there, as many reps as they can get when it comes to practice and when it comes to game, that only helps us. It helps us too as far as the evaluation process.
What was the thought behind bringing Hendon Hooker in?
Just in case. Or you always want to make sure that we prepare. Same way we brought in Adrian last week. If both quarterbacks, if they didn't have a chance to actually make it, man, we still got somebody that we have in a hole. And plus, he's a good player. You know, I had him in Detroit. Man, if you watch him, look at his stats, you're looking at the way he throws the ball. He's a talent. The thing that we want to do is make sure we try to develop that talent. Anytime we can add good players to our team, we're going to do that.
Sorry, one guy who's still in New Orleans that was there when you were there.
Yeah.
Demario Davis.
Oh, man.
He's still
Double D.
Plays. He's 36. He's still
Yeah.
doing it. What do you remember? What do you think of him?
Well, it's two guys. Granderson also, the defensive end. He's their double D. He is probably one of the best leaders that I've ever been around. Emotionally, man, there's a number of things I could say about that player because of how he carries himself. He's a man of faith. I think he's 37 years old playing that position. Man, you hardly ever see that. So nothing but respect for him. Man, I love the player and I love what he brings to the table. I'm sure we'll talk at some point. But again, he's A1 in my book.